When it comes to 28-year-old Mauricio Ramirez, the world is a canvas, and Milwaukee is his muse. His art is scattered across the city.
I really want to bring a fresh, contemporary painting approach to these murals that I want to create here in Milwaukee.
But before he gets spray cans near a wall, his creative process starts right here at his cousin's barbershop in West Dallas.
A lot of people think the process starts in the studio on the computer, but to me, I think it's really about the people.
Where he feeds on the energy and chit-chat of the people that stop in.
I just end up kind of creating like a rough image. Artwork nowadays really needs to connect with the people, and like what better place than to start that process than a barbershop.
This is the place where one of his most recent artistic concepts was born.
We wanted to discuss something that was going to be impactful for the community of the South Side.
In July, Ramirez created a mural paying tribute to arguably one of the most celebrated Mexican-American entertainers in history, Selena.
Her music, was very influential growing up and stuff, and growing up in the 90s in Milwaukee and Chicago.
He calls it a labor of love. He funded the project himself and completed it in 2 days.
There was a couple of gallons, probably like maybe 10 gallons total, and then maybe 30 to 40 different cans of spray paint to kind of, recreate some of her flesh tones and, some of her, some of her outfit.
His goal was to present a familiar icon in a new light to people in the Walker's Point neighborhood.
As an artist, I'm always trying to do and present things in a different way that people usually see them. And I think at the end of the day, I just want people to feel excited about, seeing something fresh, something new, and something that they can relate to.
The talent has always been in his fingertips. He credits his older cousins for getting him into the mindset of a visual artist.
So I always had older cousins that were into, the graffiti art scene.
He's lived most of his life in Chicago. Strong family ties in Milwaukee made the city feel like a second home and eventually motivated him to move here.
It was always a dream to just wake up and create every day.
But his dream almost didn't happen. He went to college to become an English teacher, but soon realized he wanted something different. Without any professional art training, he decided to dive full-time into his creativity. Rejection came often.
As a new artist, you kind of get blackballed because nobody really wants to work with, new artists.
It took nearly a decade for him to get noticed. He says whenever he felt discouraged in his journey, he reminded himself of his roots.
I think the great thing coming from the Mexican culture is that, we're all artisans and crafters and stuff. We're dancers, we're sculptors, we're painters, we're singers.
Now he feels he's earned the right to reach into his heritage.
I've reached a point in my artistic career where I'm able to kind of dive back and pick out some of the icons and some of the traditional icons that, relate to my people and myself and approach it in a contemporary painting style.
He encourages other young artists to stick with their passion, and those that admire his work to be inspired by his past as they move toward the future. Angelica Sanchez, Fox 6 News.